my confident and honest Aries friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aries, this week arrives with a subtle heaviness in your chest. There's something unfinished, a sense that a piece of you is still lingering on an old moment, not quite resolved. Maybe it's a conversation that never found its ending, or a missed chance that still echoes in your mind. You feel the push to move forward, but a quiet part of you keeps looking back, replaying what's been lost or left behind. The world expects you to be bold, always charging ahead, but now there's an undertow, a silent longing for what might have been different. This isn't about drama or spectacle. It's about that private ache, the tension between wanting closure and needing renewal. There's a restlessness in your spirit, a desire for progress that's bumping up against the weight of lingering disappointment. You notice how it shapes your mood, coloring your days with a touch more nostalgia or impatience than usual. Underneath it all, you wonder if letting go is as easy as everyone says, or if it takes something deeper, something only you can find for yourself. Sitting with this feeling, you become aware of how it lingers in your body, the way your shoulders tighten, the sigh that escapes without warning. It's a week colored by the essence of the 5 of Cups. You may notice moments when old memories surface, not to haunt you, but to remind you of what still matters. Loss isn't just a story about what's gone, it's also about what remains, quietly waiting to be seen. You might catch yourself rehashing a disappointment, feeling the sting of regret more sharply than you expected. The world keeps moving, but you sense a pause inside yourself, a need to honor what hurts before you can move on. There's an unspoken tension here, as if you're standing at a window, watching a rainstorm pass, wondering when the sun will break through. This isn't about wallowing. It's about facing the ache head-on, letting it teach you where your heart still cares deeply. Sometimes grief is a sign of hope, proof that you haven't gone numb, that you still wish for something better. As the days unfold, you might notice small choices driven by this feeling, holding back from a new opportunity, hesitating before you speak your mind, or withdrawing just when you want to reach out. The past and present blur a little, making it hard to know what's truly possible now. Yet, even in the midst of this, there's a quiet resilience in you. You haven't given up. You're simply learning where your true priorities lie and what you're willing to risk for the sake of healing. This week, your emotional posture is tender but not defeated, cautious but still yearning. You sense that something is changing, even if you can't quite name it yet. It's from this inner landscape, one marked by longing and reflection, that the shape of your week begins to take form. The tension you carry becomes a catalyst, pushing you to seek resolution or movement, even if you're not sure where it leads. The ache of unfinished business stirs your instincts, awakening a desire to reclaim your energy and step forward again. The choices you make in response to this feeling will carve out your path, setting the tone for what unfolds next. The world doesn't wait, and neither do your hopes, quietly pressing you to engage, to find a way through the fog of memory and regret into something more alive. The mood shifts as you step onto your path, and here the King of Wands steps in, not as a distant ideal but as a living force in your week. The days begin to fill with a different kind of pressure, one that demands action, confidence, and a willingness to take ownership of your direction. It isn't enough to simply sit with old feelings. You sense the urge to do something, to assert yourself and shape your environment. This isn't always comfortable. The friction is real, between what you want and what feels possible, between your fear of making the same mistake and your need to try again. The world around you seems to respond to your energy, offering both challenges and opportunities that require your full presence. There may be moments when you feel called to take the lead, even if you're not entirely sure of the outcome. You notice how people look to you for guidance, or how situations seem to wait for your initiative before they move. The momentum builds, and with it comes a test. Can you trust yourself to act, even with uncertainty still whispering in your ear? You may find yourself wrestling with impatience or frustration when things don't move as quickly as you'd like. The pressure to perform, to deliver, to make your mark is unmistakable. It can feel like walking a tightrope between boldness and recklessness, between passion and impulsiveness. Yet there's also an invitation here to channel your intensity into something constructive, to transform restlessness into creative force. The path this week is not about waiting for permission. It's about claiming your space, even if your confidence wavers. Each decision, each step forward, becomes a way to rewrite the story that's been holding you back. The more you lean into your own authority, the more the static of regret fades, replaced by a sense of possibility. Still, the friction remains as a reminder. Growth is rarely smooth, and leadership means facing both your doubts and your desires head-on. You carry the fire of the King of Wands now, not as a mask, but as a hard-won expression of your willingness to show up fully, even when the outcome is unknown. The opening that lies ahead isn't automatic. It depends on how honestly you meet this moment, how willing you are to engage with both your longing and your drive. The potential for change doesn't come from wishing things were different, but from the courage to act while still feeling the weight of what's unresolved. When you bring your full attention to the intersection of loss and leadership, something new becomes possible. The future remains unwritten, waiting for you to walk into it with both humility and intention. If you let yourself respond consciously to the momentum building in your week, you arrive at the heart of the Nine of Cups. Here, fulfillment is less about ticking boxes and more about experiencing a genuine sense of contentment. It's an invitation, not a guarantee, an opening for satisfaction that comes from honoring both your vulnerability and your strength. When you move through regret and step into purposeful action, you begin to notice small moments of ease returning. There's a quiet joy in realizing you've survived disappointment, and that you're still capable of wanting, of dreaming, of reaching for more. The sense of wholeness that emerges isn't loud or dramatic. It's the gentle recognition that you're okay as you are, even while you're still becoming. You might find pleasure in simple things, a conversation that feels more honest, a project that reflects your true intentions, a decision that finally feels right in your bones. This potential doesn't erase the past, but it does soften its hold on you. With each conscious choice, you reclaim a piece of your own satisfaction. The invitation is to let yourself feel the rewards of being fully present, even in the midst of uncertainty. Fulfillment here is not about perfection, but about allowing yourself to feel proud of how far you've come, and to trust that there's enough good waiting for you in each day to make the journey worthwhile. As the week draws to a close, the threads of these 3 cards weave together into a tapestry of renewal. The ache of the 5 of Cups reminds you that your heart is still open, still capable of caring deeply. The drive of the King of Wands pulls you forward, urging you to shape your world with intention and courage. And the gentle fullness of the 9 of Cups shows you that contentment is possible, not as a destination, but as a way of being, available in the choices you make moment by moment. You can honor your losses without letting them define you. You can lead yourself and others without pretending to have all the answers. And you can find satisfaction in the simple act of showing up honestly, again and again. This week may not bring dramatic change, but it offers something just as meaningful, the chance to notice your own resilience, to trust the process of becoming, and to rest in the knowledge that you are both strong and sensitive, capable of holding the past and stepping into the future with equal grace. Whatever unfolds, you are not alone in your longing, your courage, or your quiet hope. The story is still being written, and you hold the pen. Actionable insights for Aries this week. Notice how it feels to acknowledge what you're missing without rushing to fix it. Let one small action be enough for today, even if it's imperfect. Pause and let yourself enjoy something ordinary just as it is. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I acknowledge what's heavy, but I am not held back. I let my energy move forward, one breath at a time. I notice resilience in my choices, even small ones. I am present, capable, and ready to meet what comes. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.